welcome to Easy English by Eddie Singh, and today we are going to have a discussion on board exams and writing section. Mercy, I want to know, you are in class 10 and you are going to appear in board exam this year,
Yes.
just in the month of February. Children like you might face some problem in writing section, because one of the areas I just believe that children get stuck to, how to score. That is a question. Don't you think it is a question in every examiner's mind, how to score better marks in writing section?
Yes, sir.
Because you know what happens, reading section everybody can score 20 out of 20. But writing section and grammar, total 18 plus 12, 30. It is really a challenge to score 18 out of 18. But children are there. There are, when every year when we go for evaluating the board exam copies, we find that children get 10 out of 10 in writing section in the story writing, and almost 8 out of 8 in the second writing section. Whether it is a report writing or whether it is letter to editor.
Story writing.
Now the question is, story I said 10 marks. It comes up 10 marks. The biggest problem that I have seen as a teacher, as an examiner, I have seen in most of the copies common problem that sometimes the children do not have the right knowledge of format they are unaware of. One problem is that format. What is the biggest challenge? One is the format. Then you ask, sir, other than format, what is needed?
So words,
Even if you know format, then you should know the how to open the letter, opening the letter or opening the writing.
Yes.
Opening the writing section, how to open appropriately, because opening or write off is very important. You may open it in a proper manner, you may open it randomly. So when you open it randomly, it doesn't impress the examiner, understand? So I'm coming to all these topics. So if you have a proper opening of the letter or proper opening of the article or proper opening of the speech, definitely it will impress the examiner. Then you ask, Mercy, sir, other than format and opening the writing section, what is the most important, third most important thing? Babu, what is the most important thing? Third one. Third one is appropriate use of words. This is very important.
Yes, sir.
Appropriate use of words. Appropriate use of words. Use of
Word.
This is an important part of writing. Every one of us must understand which word will fit in which context. Contextual words. This is known as contextual words. Contextual words and words and phrases. Words and phrases. Now then you ask, sir, let us take one specific example of writing where class 10 examinees really get stuck to. Particularly, one writing is compulsory, that is called story writing. What is it called? It is compulsory. Story writing is compulsory. Now, when we start story writing, the biggest, problem that as an examinee you face. What do you face? Tell me. You tell, as an examinee, what are your problems when you start writing a story? Only outlines are given, only heading is given, one or two opening lines are given, and then you have to, create a story with all your imagination and thoughts. What problem do you face as an examinee?
Sir, what case I should put in that is sentence to make it
more creative,
yes,
more imaginative,
yes, sir,
more attractive.
Yes,
So
sir.
the first of all, the thing is that now in a story there are 4 elements. Ask what are the?
What are the?
One is the selection of the heading. Heading is very important. Without heading, if you give the story without any heading, you will not create a theme, because heading is always connected with theme. Heading is always connected with theme of the story. Now you ask, sir, what is the theme of the story?
What is the theme?
Central idea, what message, central message you are going to convey through this story. So creating a heading will also require imagination and thought. There are situations, the same line is given to you and thousands of students, but all the students create the story in 1,000 ways, and all the ways are acceptable. Examiners have to accept all the answers if they are grammatically correct and if they have a theme. So there is nothing like that. You can only create one theme and one central idea. One outline of a story can have thousands of theme, thousands and thousands. So the problem lies in how you can create this story which will convey a message, a lesson to the children, because you are a child. As a child, you are going to write a story which will at least have a message for the society. Am I right? So, keeping in view, Mercy, keeping in view the theme of the story, the theme of the message that you are going to convey. So, the moment a question comes in exam and the moment a line is given, the first and foremost work of the student is to think about a suitable heading. And once you think about a suitable heading, create a central message or convey a message that you are going to entwine with, or you are going to create with. So the message that you have to clear in your mind, you have to be and you have to have a clear concept of what message are you going to convey. For example, I'm just giving you one small example. Let us say your story has an outline. While I was waiting for my school bus, suppose this is a outline of a story. Now tell me how many headings you can create with this line. While I was waiting for my school, it may be regarding one of the most memorable encounter with your past friend, or your aunt, your neighbor who happened to live in Bangalore when you were at Bangalore. It may be one of the pleasant, memorable experience of your past teacher, the teacher who taught you in primary classes. You all of a sudden you saw your teacher and you have 5 minutes time and you went there, you touched her feet and asked about where she is staying. She described all about that she had been transferred to this city just a month ago, and her child also studied in the same school where you are studying, and now within 10 minutes she described all about how her husband got transferred, how she got transferred in that school, and what were the difficulties that was faced with the admission of the child. Understand? And now she is almost comfortable because she is now living in a flat nearby.
Word limit is also there.
Yes,
How can get so many things?
I'm telling you, when you start with while I was waiting for my school bus, definitely an idea will come to your mind how to link the story. You may take it as a positive aspect of the story, or you may take it as a negative aspect of it. If you take a negative aspect of the story, you may choose one incident, might be a small mishap, something like a bus accident or road accident or a kidnapping or something like a very unpleasant happening. This is a negative concept.
So lots of thought is
I can tell
intermingling
you.
in our
I
minds
can tell
and
you,
how
but when your
that-
thoughts come, then only you have to create now.
Yes,
One
sir.
way is that about you are going to talk about a mishap that might happen with a school going child. That when you are waiting there, a small baby was also waiting. Am I right? A bus came, a car came, and that was colored glass, and 3 men came out of the car and they took his baby standing at the bus stop, and they just kidnapped her and took her away. After that, you inform the police that this has happened. You were the eyewitness of the happening. You informed the police. The parents were also informed. The school also got informed, and they all reached the school. That day, the whole day you were busy helping the police getting the criminals arrested. Am I right? And eventually, in the evening, the criminal got arrested, and the child was located at a place nearby. कोई place का नाम दे दीजिए. And then finally, everybody awarded you. I mean, the police superintendent awarded you for your honesty and for your help. Am I right? So this could be also a message that we should serve the society by any means. What we can do, what we can.
But if you want to suggest a idea or
This is one way. It is not the only way. Now, as I told you, the other way I showed, while I was waiting for my bus, I suddenly, look forward or look in front. I saw a gentle looking lady coming with a small baby, when I could see, or just create a suspense, I could see she was a familiar face. I just looked intently into her eye. I just saw that she was an aunt, a neighbor of my previous, city. When I was at Bangalore, she lived nearby. And the baby was her child. And now I went near. I touched the feet of that very lady, and I said, "Ma'am, do you recognize me? I was your neighbor. We lived there at Bangalore when you were staying there." She acknowledged me and she patted me lovingly and said, "My son, I'm very happy to know that you are also studying in the same school. My little baby had just been put in this school recently, and I'm happy that this school is very good. This school is
Very good.
And then she told that, my husband had also been transferred. He's working in a nationalized bank, that he has been transferred from Kolkata to Bokaru Steel City, and now we will be very often meeting here in Bokaru Steel City. So now you created it. Then you recalled one incident and said that, "Man, do you remember one thing happened with us when I was just 3 years old?
No, sir,
I
I don't remember.
No, no, that's no. You got you got an accident. No,
Yes, sir.
your one feet got badly scratched, and you were admitted in a hospital. And that
That's
lady
it.
served you as a mother, and your mother was not at the station. She had gone somewhere else. She served you like a mother, like a
Mother.
So you recall that, "Man, I remember you served me while I was in hospital in absence of my mother. I owe a sense of gratitude to you for all the help that you have given, and you returned that thanks by saying that, "Man, I'll tell my mother about your arrival and about everything,
That's right.
and I will invite you to my house probably very recently."
Sir,
Very,
heading?
the heading will be that a memorable encounter,
Meeting.
a memorable meeting, a memorable encounter, a memorable get together, or a memorable meeting, a memorable meeting,
Friends.
or no, or
Or
you
with
said
friends.
a memorable happening, or a memorable incident,
Forgotten memory.
और इसमें मैसेज क्या दीजिएगा बोलिए?
Forgotten memory.
हाँ, एक forgotten
भूल गया,
नहीं forgotten memories come alive, forgotten memories come alive,
हाँ.
forgotten memories come alive, forgotten memories come alive. अब उसका मैसेज क्या होगा? What will be the message? Tell me.
Forgotten memories.
We should always acknowledge the help of our friends and relatives,
Relative.
and whenever or wherever we get a chance, we should never forget the work of friends and relatives.
Work done.
Yes, work done. Now you ask, sir, you have created this story very, fast. But for a student, what are the various ways that we should keep in mind?
Sir, you are experienced
Ha,
from
I
last 30 years.
understand. Yes, I am doing it
Yes.
fast, but my children will take time. But for that, I am giving this outline. These are the techniques. Ask, sir, what are the techniques?
What are the techniques?
Yes, first of all, think of or imagine some happy happenings or mishaps and associate with the story. Always recall some memorable happenings in day-to-day life. Relate this story to day-to-day happenings. First work is that relate the story, understand, to real life experience. First one, real life experience. You write it. It is very important. Relate the story. Yes, it is. You can write. Relate the story. Yeah, I understand. I understand. Okay. Relate the story to real life experience. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
First thing is that while you are imagining or while you are thinking to create a message in the story, always keep in mind that you are going to relate you to real life experience. For instance, maybe that you are waiting for your next birthday. Am I right? Your next birthday is 5 days ahead. 5 days, and now before 5 days, you got a chance to go for a picnic. Am I right? You go for an outing, and at that place where, let us say, you went to Rajgir, and you happen to meet one of your past friends with whom you studied in primary section. And now you recall that this picnic or this outing made me meet my one of bosom friends, and that really bosom past friend, and that really kept all the memory of my childhood come alive. I was grateful to this my parents that they had taken me to Rajgir, and I met my old friend. And then you recall all the things, you talked to that, you enjoyed the whole day. The day was memorable. You had a lot of fun, lot of conversation, lot of talking. He told about his school, you told about your school, and there was a lot of interaction. Not only that, you also shared how you study for your board exam and how he studies for his board exam, because both of you are in board exam. Understand? And then what you did, you lastly you just gave a message that old is always gold. Old is always gold. You should never forget the old friends. They are our real friends. They are our meeting an old friend is a happy memory or is a memorable incident. So old are always gold. Old are always अब इसको आप मैसेज दीजिएगा, ओल्ड इज गोल्ड, ओल्ड इज गोल्ड। अब इसमें है कि देखिए पहले relate the story to real life experience, one thing. Second important thing, that is very important, always use simple past tense. What I said, always use
Simple past
yes,
tense.
always use simple past tense, no other tense, simple past tense.
और बीच में
हाँ।
कहीं पे कुछ भी हल्का सा रिलेट
हाँ, तो वो आप कोई टेंस दे सकते हैं, बट यू आर गिवन द फ्रीडम टू यूज प्रेजेंट टेंस ओनली फॉर 1 or 2 lines, not more than that. Most of the expressions must be in simple past tense. Use simple past tense. Then you ask regarding plot, what should we do? Create the plot.
Solution.
Yes. A plot must have
problem, solution,
problems and solutions, both
and
problems and solutions together, problems and solutions together, and the plot must have a conclusion also, am I right? And most important, make the story creative, this is very important. Make the story creative. What I say, make the story creative. Yeah, write the message at the end, last. Write the message at the end. These are the 5 things at the end. So I am summarizing now. Tell one by one. While writing the story, relate the story. Think of the plot. Select it. Think of the plot. And relate it to real life experience. Select one sheet. Think of the plot and relate it to the real life experience. Use only simple past tense in constructing the story. Am I right? And plot must have problem as well as solution. Problem. If you are giving a problem, suppose if you are describing an incident, then you must suggest a solution. What was the solution of that incident? What was the end of that? Conclusion. What was the conclusion? And then you always create a message for the society through your story. Because without a message, without a lesson, without a teaching, the story has no meaning. It has 1 mark. The message has 1 mark. The plot has 2 marks. Content has 3 marks. And correction, accuracy, grammatical accuracy has 2 marks. So it is like that. Content 5 marks. Fluency 2 marks. Accuracy 2 marks. Title 1 mark. 5 to 7 to 9 and 1 10. See, 5 marks is for content, subject matter. Creating the plot and making the story full of ideas, that is called content. The subject matter. Content means subject matter. Subject matter is of how many marks? 5 marks. Fluency, linking the ideas. एक idea दूसरे से अलग नहीं होना चाहिए. Linking the idea, making it coherent. Selected. Making it coherent. And then accuracy, grammatical accuracy must be taken into account. No other tense, only simple past tense. So बोलिए तो content has to be taken care of. Content must be meaningful and must be positive, must be creative. And second thing, fluency, linking all the ideas together. Third thing, accuracy, grammatical accuracy, using simple past tense, no other tense, and selecting the words which are really suitable. As the last, the title makes a difference, that is of 1 mark. So altogether we are having 10 marks, and I'm sure this discussion of today must help the students of class 10 and 9 for the exam that they're going to appear very simply. Am I right?
Yes,
Thanks
sir.
a lot. Thanks a lot.